is Wizardiah, and welcome back to another video. Today's video, I am showing you a new video on the latest snapshot. I've built this hill, and first I'll show you the texture changes. So first I've added this pointed dripstone, which is stalactites, which are on the ceiling, stalagmites, which are on the floor. So they've retextured the clock that I don't really like. They've retextured the compass, which... Why does that change? So, I'm not sure I like the clock new texture. It doesn't look that great. I'm not sure I like the compass. Again, it has way too much of this bottom bit. And I think the dripstone looks good. I don't really like the spyglass. Sure, when you're holding it like this, you're actually holding it, but I have to note, you're holding it backwards. And this texture definitely looks better. There's just something, I think that, when you're holding it in third person, it looks good. But when you're holding it in first person, it does not. And then I like the candle texture. I think it looks pretty cool. So, I will show you the build that I have used new blocks for. So, first I will show you, I'll just walk through it as you would if this was like in a park. This is actually slightly based off a Singapore man-made hill that's kind of like this but way bigger. So, I'll give you a little bit of footage of it. So, I think it is a pretty good build, but I'll show you more in depth. So, at the top, this is a bit abstract, but it's a sword in a stone. I didn't make up this, but I don't know who originally created it in the first place. So, go from the top to the bottom. So, firstly, the textures I used is a dispenser facing upwards or downwards. And I also added acacia wood, andesite, and stone. So the path is made out of tuff. And I'm pretty sure some people say that it doesn't look that good. And I'm like, nah, it's actually a really good path block. Mixed in with gravel, it looks really good. So in here, I've used some amethyst as crystals. And I've used the new dripstone point or stalactite. And I've also added this stalactite with water dripping up on it with some water above it. I've also added old stalactite, which I think looks good when mixed in with it. And I have also added background. I have added some stalagmites on the floor but only at the back, otherwise you're going to hit into them when you come in. And also, I'll show you this. If you put a stalactite on the ground, or a stalagmite, and then you do a stalactite above it, it will just connect, which looks really cool. So I have also just made a small farm patch and mixed in some green concrete powder. I've added some ferns, mixed in with grass, and mixed in with tall grass at the back again, so that it doesn't block your view. And then bamboo, a bit of bamboo, not too much, but a bit. And then here, this is a very interesting design. And I used I used a stalagmite as a pine tree, like this. And I actually think it looks pretty good. And also at the back here, I have added a waterfall with cobwebs that look like it's like the steam coming off it. And at the bottom of it, I have lightly weathered cut copper, which only is lightly weathered, because semi-weathered is too blue, and that's way too blue, and this one's way too shiny. So this just looks like rusted metal at the bottom. I've also used dripstone block, which also looks like a bit like rusted metal. So I've just made a rickety fence around it to make it look like a bit weak. And I've mixed in some coarse dirt with the dirt. And so I think that might be all. Actually, I haven't realized, but this bamboo, you can use these to look as like a sprout for a plant that's going to grow. Of course, it will never grow if you put string on top of it, which just put string on top of all of these, otherwise it will grow way too much. That is the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed this build, because I think it looks really cool. Like, I actually think this might be my favorite build I have ever made, like, to date. So, I hope you enjoyed. Bye!